Hey friends, welcome to day 3 of World Watercolor Month. We're going to be painting a concha, and a concha means shell, and because it looks like a shell, and it's a Mexican sweetbread or a pan dulce. And this is one of my favorite ones. There's another one I really enjoy too, but it's one of my favorite ones. So we're going to be painting that today, and we're going to be using the Semel Art sketchbook. It's essentially, it's basically like a 4x4. It's, I think, 3.93 inches by 3.93 inches. And this was day 1. It was the Whataburger tent sign. Day 2 was the monarch butterfly. And day 3 is going to be the concha. And we're going to be using the Myleon palette. And it's by Paul Rubens, I think. And this is one of my favorite beginner-friendly palettes. I feel like it has enough colors that you can play with them, but not too many that you're kind of overwhelmed or anything. And so we're going to be using that palette today. And today we're going to be using a Meeden quill brush, size 1. It is very comparable in like the size of the brush to, like, this is the Velvet Touch size 6 round brush by Princeton. So very similar like brush there, but today I just thought we'd use this to do something a little bit different. I've got my 2 cups of water and a towel, and I think we're going to get started with the sketch. So let me grab my little Pentel mechanical pencil. I will need my brush pen, and I'm not sure what else we'll need, so we'll get that out later. I did not make myself a template or anything for this. I guess I could have. I could have cut it out, but I didn't. So we're gonna kind of have to sketch it, and what it basically is a circle. So how hard is that, right? And the circle does not have to be perfect, because this pan dulce was made by hand, so you know there's going to be some imperfections there as well. I'm going to go ahead and make, on the left side, I've been making myself this kind of like reference page, so I'm going to do that again. And again, we're just doing a circle. This is not, I can clean that up later if I need to. So the way that on this particular one, it's just basically lines, but we're going to need to do this a little bit. I'm gonna have to like draw let me just show you. So I want it to be where the lines are like this, okay, and then okay, that gives us the idea, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Okay, I think we're good there. So to make it look like, because I can't just do the line. I guess I could if I used, anyway, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is kind of draw like next to it, so that we're creating that striped area. And it doesn't have to be really big or anything, but we need to create something, because this is actually a vanilla concha, and it is or blanca concha, so I'm not doing a pink one unless I change my mind, but this is going to be the brown bread color, and that's the only brown you're going to see. The rest of it is going to be the illusion, I guess you could say, of white. So maybe I need to make those a little bit bigger, just so it's more noticeable, you know? I don't know. You kind of feel like I need to curve this up more. It's close enough. I'm just not really that like worried about it, I guess. But I'm just like not knowing how we're gonna make the color happen. So I'm grabbing some yellow ochre, and I'm not as familiar with the names of these colors. Maybe I'll try to find them later, but I'm gonna kind of use that as my bread color. Maybe we'll do pink just for the sake of it being easier to show you guys. Let me think. I need brown color to kind of make it look a little toastier, bread color, I guess. And I like color mixing in the fact that I like mixing the colors, but I don't necessarily want to dive too deeply into color theory necessarily. So, okay, what I think I'm gonna do is, I may have to do pink just for the sake of this composition, but I'm gonna go for it. Oh gosh, I kind of don't want to go. Let me look at the color. So to look at the color, I'm going to get a tester sheet, if I can get it out. I'm going to use a tester sheet. I mean, that's kind of poopy brown, to be honest. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. What should I do, guys? I don't know. Okay, let me pause and think about it. Okay, what I decided to do, we're going to make it pink, okay? To make it easier for everybody, we are going to make it pink. And normally what I do is I outline, like before I paint, I usually outline. So I think we might need to do that to kind of keep my style in how I feel comfortable, I guess. But I grabbed some of this pink in the corner here and added it to my palette. And then I rinsed off my brush and went into the white. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, white's not really how artists do it. Okay, well, this artist does it like that. So I'm an artist, and that's how I do it. So I feel like, though, the curves need to be a little bit like bigger, more noticeable, I guess. And yeah, I think I'm going to make them. I think I'm going to go in with my brush pen, and this one is the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Black Noir, and it has a B on there for brush pen. So we're just going to go for it, guys. I mean, I may regret it, but I don't think so. Just following my heart. Okay, good so far. Gucci. We're Gucci. Look at me trying to overcorrect. Okay, stop messing with the pen. Now, I want to look at this. This crater down here is a little bit bigger. This crater is a little bit bigger than these craters, I guess from the angle that you're able to see it. So let's start over here and go around and go around. Okay, and we are just giving the impression of these, so I'm not worried about my lines not being all super connected. I'm just not worried about that, and I'm just doing like little, well, you can see what I'm doing. Almost like dashes, really, but didn't really mean to do that, but that's how it's coming out. So we're just gonna go for that. Okay, now I am gonna let this dry. Now I'm gonna come in with this kneaded eraser that probably has cat hair in it. And I'm gonna erase all my pencil lines and hope that the ink is dry enough. I'm typically not too patient, so Yeah. Okay, I think we're looking good. I think we're looking good. And now I'm going to go in with my paint. And I'm going to paint in the crevices, okay? And we're not going to be super... We are going to leave some negative space, which just means the white space. We are going to leave some of that and not fill in everything super califragilistic as we are. We're not just going to fill in everything like perfectly because that's not how I like it to look. So I'm gonna, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with this. I'm actually really okay with this. I'm gonna grab a little bit more white while that's drying and add that to my pink because I wanted a nice light pink. When I go to the store to get to the bakery to get my conchas, they're not like neon in your face pink. So one thing to notice is that on this bread, it's crackled right here, and you're not necessarily seeing the bread underneath it, but this little sugar area kind of crackled. So when I paint the pan dulce part, I'm not going to be worried about all the space being, I'm just not going to worry about all the space being filled in to the corners, to the edges, because that's just not how I like to paint. So if you like to paint that way, feel free to do that. I'm going to take that little mixture that I made and going to start swiping it in just like so. And see, we're just filling it in. I feel like there's a little bit too much like paint or water here. So I'm moving it around and I'm trying to work a little quickly so that way I don't have a lot of harsh edges or anything like that. And it's turning out just like I like so far. I mean, I think you're going to kind of know what this is, you know, like, and that's, although it doesn't really look like the concha, but that's okay. I think it looks good. Does it look good enough to eat? I don't know. Can we say that's it? Let's see. Oh, that's... That might not be a bad color. I'm trying to like just do a shadow color, and again with watercolor, the way that you make something lighter is by adding water to the mixture. And let's see. I'm gonna say the light sources. The light source is over here, so there's going to be a shadow on this side over here. So I'm just going to come in with my brush, kind of swipe under. I've been really into adding shadows lately just because I feel like it adds a lot to the painting. And I may not be the best at kind of judging how far the shadow needs to go, what's the shape of the shadow. I'm not necessarily the best at that, but I have fun with it, and that's what counts. I create for the sake of delight. That's like one of my mottos. Okay, I'm liking this so far, and I'm pretty happy with how it's all turning out. I feel like I need to add just like a little bit of shadow like under some of the spots, but here, let's try to dry it first. So this little area right here, the paint kind of, I don't know what it's doing, and now we have kind of a little bit of a harsh line right here, so I'm going to try to blend it out just a little bit. Am I going to mess it up? Maybe, but I don't really care if I do. I mean, I sort of care, but I also sort of... A sketchbook doesn't necessarily have to be something perfect. Did I want this to be a perfect sketchbook? Sure, because I was making it for Watercolor Month. But if it kind of messes up, it's okay. Or if I kind of mess up or add too much color, it's a-okay. I think it looks close enough to... You know what I don't like? I don't like that I made these like so pronounced, you know? But here we are. So I could try to add white on top, you know? Is that going to mess it up? Let's see. If I add white on top, what does it do? It kind of fades it out a little bit. Let's see. I mean, you know what? So, I need to put my little color dots so I know what color I used. Okay, there you have it. Concha, day 3. I think it looks okay. Not my favorite, but it looks okay. Oh, one thing that I was thinking about, is it going to run? Let's see. Let's kind of take up some of that color. One thing that I was thinking about doing was adding like day 3 or day 1, you know, day 2, or like put, I don't know, should I put like, tell me in the comments, should I put like day 1 watercolor table tent, day 2 monarch butterfly, day 3 concha? I don't know, you tell me in the comments. Anyway, but here's how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I really do appreciate the company while I paint, and I hope you come back tomorrow for day 4. That'll be a fun one as well. A lot of these that are on the list of things that I'm going to be painting this month are things that I've never ever attempted before. So it's fun. It's a learning experience for me, and I get to share art with y'all, and I'm hoping that y'all are painting along with me, because I think that would be so fun. I'll try to link all the products that I used in the description box below, so that way if you want to have similar products, then you'll know where to find them. But again, if you paint with what you have, use what you got first. That would be my top priority. So anyway, thank you again for joining me. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.